Good evening, friends. This is Thursday night, March 19th, 2020, and we are gathering as the sun is going down. Here in South Denver, we've had a day of wet, heavy snow, and this Montana girl is aware that often Mother Nature gives us a storm like this when we turn to springtime. And so as we go to rest this night, may we consider the spring and the turning of the seasons and the earth, even as we are holding one another in love and grace and prayer. My name is Kama Hamilton Morton, and I serve alongside the congregation of Grace United Methodist Church in South Denver. Today I have been inundated, as have you, I'm sure, with continued reminders and stories of what we know and what we do not yet know and what we may never know of the COVID-19 virus and how it's impacting our families and our communities and our world. And so tonight, I just wanted to share a brief reflection as we prepare to turn in. I would ask us to begin by taking a deep, long, slow breath. And so I went, in college, I attended yoga 3 times because I fell in love with it and the rhythms and practices of breathing that have stayed with me. So if we count to 4, we're going to breathe in for 4, and then we're going to slowly breathe out for 4. So let's start that. Let's breathe in. One more time. The breath that we take reminds us of the very beginning of the Bible that talks about the Ruach, the Spirit of God, blowing over the waters and being a part of creation. And so I have been praying today a song that is one of my favorites. It's very short, it's easy to remember. It's called Spirit of the Living God. And the words are, Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on me. And then you repeat that. And then melt me, mold me, fill me, use me. Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on me. If you're a United Methodist, I think it's number 393 in the hymnal. But this prayer song, a number of years ago, at our annual meeting of the United Methodists up in Montana and northern Wyoming and Salmon, Idaho, we had as a conference speaker national worship creative leader. Her name is Marcia McPhee. Look her up, Marcia McPhee, Marcia McPhee. And I don't remember what all she led us in that week of worship. It was wonderful, her energy and creativity and thinking about how we come to God in our personal lives and in our worship life. But she taught us some actions to this little prayer song that have stuck with me through the years. So Marcia, thank you. I share this in remembrance of you. And so spirit is like pulling a stream of cloud or something, a string out of the earth. So spirit, living is like the grass, living, and God is the shepherd's crook, God. Fall afresh on me, and then we'll repeat that. And then melt, I bet every one of you knows what it feels like to melt. Melt me, mold me, fill me, use me. So we're going to try that a couple of times. I invite you to receive it and learn it if you wish. Here, this is how it goes. Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on me. Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on me. Melt me, mold am a fan of the company called Life is Good. And they sell t-shirts and hats. They have tire covers you can get on your Jeep or your vehicle, mugs, and a lot of other things. And I'm wearing a Life is Good shirt. They have come up with this clever way to spread messages of love and inspiration and hope in casual wear. And so this is one I got around the holidays, actually. Believe there is love and to be the love. And so in this season that we are embarking on together, we are opening a door that we don't know what's going to be on the other side. And today, as we gather, we lift up those that we know who are hurting, those who are cold and hungry, who we may not know their names. Today I'm thinking a lot of those in the coming weeks and months who will be unemployed or underemployed. For those employers, the business owners, who perhaps are struggling with their choices of how to move forward in this season. Businesses that may close or have to minimalize their life financially. We lift up those. Facebook had, somebody had a picture of a person who was mopping the floor in the hospital. And it reminded us to be prayerful for those who are the custodians, those who clean up and sanitize the very places that we are needing to be tending to and careful about. In addition to, of course, the nurses and doctors and the CNAs and those who care for our loved ones, those who are filling up our hospitals, and those for whom there may not be any room to have a room of their own to heal. And so this night, whatever your prayers on your heart this day, I would love to hear them. If you would like to share any thoughts, prayers, I will be holding them, praying them through, and sharing some videos like this periodically we're all on this journey together. And so tonight, a couple of things. I wanted to share this beautiful candle, a potter here, local potter here in town, and I just had her name, and I didn't write it down. Sherry Decker Smith? No, not Sherry. Her husband, Dr. Eric Smith, is at Iowa School of Theology, and she has an amazing gift for pottery. And so I'm going to put that on this video when I'm going to highlight her when we get done. I passed by this. I was at an event that she had her wares, and I kept coming back to this candle of candles. And so as we move into the night, may we know that we are held in light and in love, that we are not alone. Each candle stands alone, and yet together they lighten the world. And so may we honor the artists that give us light as we move forward. I would like to pause and just share a familiar, perhaps to some of you, a psalm. The Psalms is a book in our Bible that is a prayer book. It's one that Jesus would have had memorized, and people often turn to the Psalms when they're going through a lot of different things in life, because the Psalms, they express just about every human emotion we can have in relation to God and to others. Whether it's anger or delight, whether it's gratitude or bliss or exasperation or fear. And so Psalm 23 is a familiar song to some, and the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want is the first verse. But I'm reading tonight from a version of the Psalms. This is the Psalms of David in meter, in rhyme and poetry. And this is from the Church of Scotland from 1833. So I invite you to hear these words of Psalm 23. The Lord's my shepherd, I'll not want. He makes me down to lie. In pastures green he leadeth me, the quiet waters by. My soul he doth restore again, with me to walk doth make, within the paths of righteousness, even for his own name's sake. Yea, though I walk in death's dark vale, yet will I fear none ill, for thou art with me, and thy rod and staff me comfort still. My table thou hast furnished in presence of my foes. My head thou dost with oil anoint, and my cup overflows. Goodness and mercy all my life shall surely follow me, and in God's house forevermore my dwelling place shall be. My friends, wherever you find yourself this night, you may have had a day of work, you may have had a day of being cooped up at home and wishing you were out. You may have had a day of trying to work with your kiddos through lessons. You may have been a teacher working on the online lessons that may start next week. You may have loved ones that are hurting, that are facing illness of any kind. Wherever you are in this moment, may you breathe deep. May you know that you are not alone. May you find others to connect with, either on the phone or through a card in the mail or through a heartfelt email or on Facebook. And may you know that as we take these steps into an unknown future, we do it together, holding on to each other, creating community, listening for authentic stories, that we are given the gift to hold up and to support each other, that we may be the light of God for others this day. And so may we pray together. Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on me. Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on me. Melt me, mold me, fill me, use me. Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on me. If you're in the South Denver area, or actually now if you're anywhere, we're not worshiping in person for the time being. We will have Facebook Live Sunday mornings at 10, or you can join us anytime, facebook.com/DenverGraceUMC. God's peace and blessing be with you and hold you this